returning today. It's going to be a sweet encounter. For Arsenal fans, they need to have hope. I don't know what they need to. They need a miracle. I mean, would I say a miracle? But they need something to beat Real Madrid, because once it comes to Champions League, Real Madrid are kings of that competition. For Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, Harry Kane will try and win his first trophy, even though that Bundesliga is almost in the back. But he wants the big one. Everybody wants to win the Champions League. But let's see what happens to the best defense in Europe. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin, and I'm here with the A team to talk about the Champions League. The Premier League was played yesterday. Leicester obviously is going back to the championship. Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning, football maniacs. Yeah, some people are going on relegation this time around with almost 7 games to go. Some other people are moving on to better things in the league. This is the story of life, and there's no beating it. Welcome to another exciting Champions League edition. Can't wait to dive in.
Good morning, Nonso. How are you?
The only chance you have to win Real Madrid is to believe that you can do it. It's not to play beautiful football. We are not playing beautiful. We don't want beautiful football. We want belief. And until we have belief in our spirit that we can achieve great things, then we can win the Champions League.
Preach on, Pastor.
Arsenal fans, this is a message to you. I am motivating you to go and believe. And for the rest of the Badlet family, watch and see what Arsenal is going to achieve this night. Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome to the show, guys. Remember, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can go there, drop your comments. We'll be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, before we talk about the Champions League, talk about the only game that happened yesterday in the Premier League, and Newcastle beating Leicester City in that encounter. Now, Liverpool and Chelsea are on the same point, just goal difference that is separating both of them. That top four is getting. The competition there is going to be sweet come end of the season. City dropped to 6th in the position now. Chelsea and Newcastle are on the same point. That game against Leicester is obviously going down.
Obviously, no two ways about it.
Speak up.
I said
with your
obviously,
full chest,
no two ways
because
about
when
it.
they sign Rude, they win match. You get what you talk for this show. So
You are the one that actually has been backing Rude from beginning.
I said
you are the one that was backing Rude. You are the ones that when he went over. Excuse me, no. You cannot come here. You cannot come here and deny Rude Van Nistelrooy. That will make you a two-faced Janus if you do that. You cannot come here and deny Rude Van Nistelrooy. He's your man. So don't come here and come and say he's your man.
I know complacing with my man.
You were the one campaigning for him to be maintained on the job.
Yes, for Man United.
When he moved over to Newcastle,
Man United.
Sorry, when he moved over to Leicester City, you were the one campaigning him that Rude
I
is
know
cooking.
talk say he's cooking.
You were the one campaigning Rude
Godwin,
is
be my
cooking.
witness.
In this studio,
Godwin, be my witness.
you can deny 1,000 times, but that doesn't change the fact that you are the one campaigning for Rude Van Nistelrooy.
At Man United, I said they should keep him, and they don't keep him. As he go this Leicester City, first 5 matches, Baba was cooking. And initially, John was like, Man United was not cooking at the time. Man United was still losing matches. But and everybody was like, including John, you should have kept Man United Rude in the Man United setup. At least the players will respect him as the legend. After 5 games, Baba has been going down steadily ever since then. And Amorim has been coming up gradually.
Amorim has been coming where?
Even though if he walk out 2 steps,
Amorim has been coming
he will go
where?
like 1 step back, 2 step up, 1 step back. But Rude don't they steady. Now down. You know when you want to climb mountain, but you know how you hold the grip for your leg. The mountain they push you back down. Now so Rude they go down. Sis. Downward trend. And Amorim is trying to break through. Upward trend.
I think if you compare both squad, you cannot compare both.
You can't compare both squads. Seriously, you can't compare both squads.
Okay, if Amorim
would be 20th if he was at Leicester.
If Amorim is at Leicester, at least he will be 20th. If Amorim is at Leicester, he will be around maybe
20th.
let's say okay fine. As the Premier League not dey in form right now, he will be in the 17th.
17th
area.
rock bottom.
As he's there for 17th area, he go still get more points than this. Because you know when you go 7 matches at home.
Let's look at the reverse.
7 matches at home. 7 matches at home, and you lose everything by a margin without scoring a goal. 7 matches at home. Not say you go away. You do your home, your fortress. They come beat you for your fortress. You know because security.
that they
Let
play.
them beat you for your own too. What's the point you're making?
The interesting about this game, it's not even about Leicester going down. Everybody knows that Leicester is obviously going to go down. The interesting thing about this game is Newcastle. Newcastle are the same point with Chelsea, and they have a game in hand. Because of that day they played the Carabao Cup, they did not play the Premier League. Now they have played 30 games with 53 points. Chelsea are 53 points with 31 games. So if they win their outstanding game against Crystal Palace, they move 3 points ahead of Chelsea. So it's going to be interesting.
Now this is where Chelsea fans will be brothers, family, uncles, aunties, siblings to Crystal Palace fans. They will come outside the Igwe in numbers to support the Crystal Palace family. Support the Palace, because Crystal Palace has been riding on, I think, on fine form right now. If some Chelsea fans now give them that backing and sell out the stadium, 50,000 people supporting Crystal Palace.
May they pay for the fans.
May they just make they just use that support, that ginger. Support Crystal Palace to win Newcastle. It will make sense. But as it stands now, we said it from the beginning of the show. The top 4 battle, they will drag the top 4 battle till the very last day of the season. We go drag them. Even as it stands now, I they look at Aston Villa, because Aston Villa almost entered there after they win their match. I think Aston Villa was 5th. They were 5th the other day. So sorry, they were 6th. Now they are 7th because Newcastle don't win their match. Now look at Aston Villa. Look at the points at Aston Villa. Look at the points at Chelsea. Now look at Fulham as well. So okay, maybe say Fulham 3 points behind Aston Villa. Maybe it's gone for them. But if they can get to that 3 points, then they are in the conversation again. But if you look at the way the table is now, Fulham can be dragged into the top 4 contention.
Even Nottingham Forest can be dragged into this competition.
Nottingham Forest, that's from third now.
Check it now.
So Nottingham Forest, just because Aston Villa
wins the next game, they'll be 1 point behind
Nottingham Forest.
So it's going to be interesting who is going to finish this top 4.
Top 4 still they open. Even Arsenal can still be dragged into it too.
Yes, if after lose 2 games, yes, they can be dragged into it too.
Now, so let's say title is no longer sealed because we are living at game week. But at game week 7 remaining, 7 game week remaining, bro, the title I think Liverpool should just find a way to win like 3 of their last 7 games. If you win 3 of the last 7 games, then you have the title in place.
Yes.
But for the rest of the teams, Nottingham Forest needs to win at least 4 of their last 7 games. Because in that 4 of their last 7 games, they have Chelsea in it. They have top games in it. So if they can win 4 of that last 7 games, and including beat Chelsea, then they can cement their place. But if they cannot beat Chelsea, then they have a problem in that. And surprisingly, Chelsea is like the last game of the season.
John, if you use your spiritual eyes to look at this thing, who do you think will make this top 4? It's going to be, because I'm adding.
Let me give you one name, Expo. Expo. John knows he's Expo. He's going to tell you Man City.
No, leave that one. I'm not talking about if Nottingham Forest can be dragged into it. So it's still open for everybody. But Newcastle, it's in their hands now to enter that top 4 competition, because if they win against Crystal Palace, they will enter that top 4. Then Chelsea and City will start struggling. But if you look at how it's going, what do you think?
For me, it's wide open till the final game of the season. QED. So it's not going to be about Newcastle winning their game in hand. If they win their game in hand and they lose the next game, they are out of the conversation. So it's just about who is consistent. Consistency in these terms is not necessarily about other people's results. It's about your own results.
Yes, just get your own points and keep moving. Okay, that outstanding game against Crystal Palace will happen on Wednesday, 16th of April. That outstanding game will play. They will play that outstanding game. But before that, they're going to play Manchester United. Newcastle is going to play Manchester United before they play that outstanding game. So let's see who qualifies for the top 4 in the Premier League. In other results that happened yesterday, Leganes and Osasuna played the 1-1 draw, and Bologna and Napoli played a 1-1 draw too. Lost opportunity. So Inter is still firm to win that series.
They want to go back Champions League. They don't represent. They go Champions League this season.
I beg you leave that.
You said they finish Champions League.
No, I'm talking about the title contenders.
Title contenders, Napoli should have won that game.
No, you're looking at Napoli title contention being off the bag. You're looking at Bologna's Champions League.
Yeah, they're 1 point ahead of Juventus in that.
So they won't go Champions League. Now the full story for Bologna now, we went to Champions League last season or this season. We did not show up. We did not turn up. Nobody even noticed our presence. We just came there, mark attendance, and we left. We want to go back there and see how it feels like. Like you talk about when you
have to contend with Juventus
when you taste them first time and it's sweet, you go want to go back again, go taste.
Okay, let's see.
And they're in the top 4.
let's see what happens there. For in the league, in that Serie A table, Inter is still first with 68 points. Napoli has 65 points, 3 points behind Inter Milan, and there are just 7 games to go in that competition. Atlanta is third with 58 points. I don't think they are going to make
It's
it
over
now,
for them.
but it's going to be between Inter and Napoli in that title race. Okay, let's dive into the Champions League proper. Today, Arsenal is going to play Real Madrid by 8 p.m. sharp, and Bayern Munich will play Inter Milan. Okay, let's talk about the big one, Arsenal and Real Madrid. Real Madrid are the okay, when it comes to Champions League, they are the kings. Nobody is talking. I think 15 times they have won the Champions League. No player, no team has won. Have even gone close. I think the team that is close to them is 8. So they have won. They are light years ahead of everybody when it comes to the Champions League. They are played an Arsenal side that somehow Arsenal defense. That's probably where they will have hope. They are stable a little bit, even though that Gabriel is out now. But as for Real Madrid, when it comes to Champions, they can even be 7th in their league, but when it comes to Champions League, they win their games. But in this game, how are you seeing this game going to pan out today?
For this encounter, like I said earlier on, it's always going to be about Arteta not tinkering with the side. I'm saying it here now, Arsenal fans, bear me witness, so because one spirit to go and minister to Arteta now that the way to come out of this game with 3 points is for you to reshuffle your team and tinker with the setup. And Arteta will go and buy into that rubbish, and at the end of the day, is going to lose woefully in this encounter. If you check the last time they went around this mountain, it's going to be them putting up a good performance here at home, getting a result here at home, and then going away to go and fight for a draw or something. So the most important part of this encounter is what happens at the Emirates Stadium by 8 p.m. tonight. Arsenal going to rise to the occasion. You know, Arteta gave an 11-minute interview yesterday, saying a lot of things with regards to the fact that
the fans should join us and play with us, the 12th man and all that. Yes.
Then he was also making a statement that the fact that they beat Real Madrid 20 years ago in this competition at this stage is not a blueprint, because it's too far away. It's too far away. You get, you know, when they decimated them at was it Highbury back then?
I think it was 0-0.
Decimated.
It was 0-0 at Highbury. Then they went away to win
1-0.
1-0.
Decimated.
So let me use my words.
No, they
So
like
when they
like 5-0.
when they decimated not in that encounter. So in this encounter, the important thing is playing the right players where they should play, putting the right combination in the defense. I'm saying it now because we are going to see Timber start in center, Ben White play as right back, and a couple of other changes in midfield and in attack. I'll just be somewhere sipping my tea, minding my business. But the most important fact is that you stick to the fundamentals. And then secondly, it's just Madrid. It's not like you're playing aliens from outer space. You know, attention has to be 90 minutes, not 60 minutes. The last encounter when they were knocked off, was it Rodrigo or who that got 2 goals or something in that encounter. They need to pay attention to these guys, to these key guys for Real Madrid, and mark them out.
Okay, so what do you think will happen in this game? This game is going to be a test. I think it's the biggest test for Arteta.
The new injury list for Arsenal, the new players going into injury is Gabriel and Sterling. Again, I think that was why they subbed him off in the last game. Maybe he picked up a knock or so. Then for Real Madrid, at the moment, they don't have a goalkeeper. Courtois is out injured. Lunin is out injured. Then
Courtois started training for this game.
He started. Are you sure he's going to play the 90 minutes? They can exploit him. The other keeper can still play ahead of them. But I feel like this Real Madrid side, even if you talk about the Arsenal star players, the Arsenal defense, this man not thinker, you know, say he go list thinker. Because Pep, on the other hand, he tinkered. Pep, a master tinkered. I think Champions League against Lyon, against some other teams.
That Lyon on pay me die against Lyon versus Manchester City.
Now he thinker. Where you go come out defensive midfielder. You want play against team where they play counter attack, packing the box. You go come out your defensive midfielder where you cover the line for you. Now it became, I think that was Fernandinho he took out in the first against Lille and against Lyon. He experimented and it didn't work until he started playing with common sense. And the boy now no learn from say experience is not the experiment or experience is not the best teacher. Learn from other people's experience. Until Arteta decides to learn from other people's experience and not use his own experience to learn the bitter truth. He's not getting this one. Now, if you say don't think, Arteta don't go listen to you. Arteta, please tinker around. Please Sterling as your center defensive pairing with this. Play Partey at left back. Play Odegaard as the goalkeeper. Tinker around, please, so that we can get the result we deserve. Let Real Madrid come and walk you over and get the result. But for Real Madrid's side, by Liverpool, and Liverpool believed they could win it in the group stages and they won. They were outplayed by Lille, and Lille believed they could win it and they won. But those are in the group stages. Then in knockout stages, look at the teams they've met. Most of those teams outplayed Real Madrid. But I think the final touch was not just there. The belief of we can run the 90 minutes was not just there. Okay. And that was why Real Madrid came in and took the win.
Ateta was talking to the press yesterday. He was saying that the atmosphere, they need to do whatever it is to make the atmosphere electrified, like let it be noise everywhere. Let everywhere be like it doesn't want one silence in the field. You want to cheer up. But the problem is that if they start conceding goals 2-3, now everybody will keep quiet.
Nobody will make noise. Now
you see why they sweet me for Champions League night. It's not just in the field. I ask Liverpool how far. Go and learn from Liverpool fans. Ask them what they did to Barcelona. Ask them what they did to PSG. Ask them what they did to other teams like that.
That's what I'm saying. When you do that,
on arrival, you don't start to get stressed on arrival.
If you score first in this encounter, the crowd, everything will be perfect for you.
No, it's not the crowd, bro. It's not the crowd in the stadium. This thing starts from the airport. Once you land for Anfield, once you land for Merseyside Airport, from outside airport, you don't get stressed because fan base don't stress you already. They don't cause blockade for different.
All these things not they work.
That's negative football.
No, apart from negative football,
it's not negative football, bro.
How many times does if you go to Italy, if you go to Italy, the away fans when you come to visit most teams, they always do that, but they end up still losing. So it doesn't matter
because the team no sabi play. That's how you go lose. If your team sabi play,
no matter what they do for you, even if they push last sound,
you will go there, you beat them comfortably, straight up.
That game against Barcelona, it was just something's happening.
You notice how tired the Barcelona players were?
They are not tired. They were just outplayed in that game. Which tiredness?
Did you notice who don't play that Barca setup outplay them before?
I'm saying
that season that they won that Champions League, the 4-0 when they came to Anfield. Did you see how tired Barcelona players
were? They were not tired.
Now look at their performance all around the games. They travel for away games and they still outplay the people they went to their homes.
Every fan.
Godwin.
Every fan do that to their opponents.
Yes.
But it doesn't change anything. If you go lose.
Godwin, now they tell you.
What the fans are doing.
Godwin, now they tell you, say, don't go there and start taunting them that we are going to beat you. Just party your party in front of the hotel rooms and make them not sleep.
It doesn't work.
It don't work like 3 times already.
Work. Do you know that you can put something in your ear and sleep off? And
of
put
course.
Something in your, do you know that there's something to
tell you now. When that experiment, Godwin, now
you know that you can block out sound with something like a headphone.
Noise cancellation. Yes.
Godwin, no matter what is happening around you,
Godwin, now they look for excuse now for the trick not to work.
I'm telling you,
that trick don't work on 3 or 4 occasions. Dortmund, I think it was Champions League night. Dortmund against some other team.
After all the partying, if they come there and they score first,
what happens?
Now their problem will come there.
No, so what's the use of all the rubbish in the first place?
It's useful because if your team sabi play, you still understand. If your team can play, and at the moment, because defensively at the moment, Arsenal is better than Real Madrid. At the moment, defensively, in midfield as well. I have to say in midfield as well, because Real Madrid midfielders now Grandpa, Luka Modric, Tchouaméni is out injured, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, Valverde will definitely play in right back. So he's not going to be deployed into midfield in this game. He will play a right back because you can't trust Vasquez to play in the right back position in this game. So you definitely put Vasquez on the bench and play Valverde in the right back position.
Vasquez can be trusted.
Your plan no go work. Okay. Now with this experiment, you know that in midfield you already covered the midfield because their best 2 players in midfield are going to the defense line. You get so in this one now you've covered the midfield and you covered the defense, which means when you don't get defense and midfield, you don't better pass Real Madrid at the moment. Now with that tiredness from jet lag and all the noise the fan base caused them without letting them train properly, you can exploit that weakness and get your early goal.
There is one X factor you are not looking at.
If you can exploit that weakness and get your early goal, then you have the win.
So
all the
Champions in Madrid have been winning, that fans have been making us and they kept winning. What happened?
Yes.
Because that team knows how to play.
Okay, City knows how to play.
There is one X factor you are forgetting. Like I remember that game was against City. All you just bring on Rodrigo 75 minutes and it's over. all the
Since
planning,
you're
all
according
the
to you, I
noise,
say
all the
Arsenal have the
whatever,
best defense
all
in the
the
Premier League.
ginger. Rodrigo with his pace, 75 minutes when everybody's don't have their legs again, and it's all over.
Now, if you talk about Arsenal, the question now Arsenal fans are who starts in that striking position, because I know everybody knows that Saka might start, but Saka has to start. Then maybe Martinelli. Then you can play Trossard, you can play Moreno. So if you are Arteta, who do you start, Trossard or Moreno?
Trossard, please, Moreno should come in as a sub.
You say, thinking of it now, as a tactical genius,
Ah,
as a tactical
also my guy.
as a tactical somebody that I am, I close my eye, I envision the Arsenal side. What if you play Saka, Trossard, and Nwaneri?
And Nwaneri
Yes.
from the left side.
Play the three of them starting.
From the left side.
Or
Nwaneri
maybe Martinelli, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, and Nwaneri. The three of them just start.
Who plays as a striker in this your formation?
Now, it doesn't matter who plays as a striker.
Somebody have to start.
Somebody have to play.
Even Moreno, when they start as striker, they come back to midfield. So anybody can play there. Moreno, they come back into midfield. And the first experiment, Trossard was starting as a striker, went to the flanks. Sterling entered there, went to the flanks. Nwaneri did not go there at all. He did not want to put himself in trouble. They did the sub and they brought in Moreno. So with my experimental eye, so you don't have any fault in defense, because any of these players can come and cover the gap in midfield for you. Any of these three players can come and cover the gap in midfield for you, except for Martinelli. You get, because they know how to hold possession, they know how to create chances, they know how to pass the ball around. So Martinelli, Saka, and Nwaneri start.
John, who's that?
Run diagonal until the Real Madrid defense cannot capture you.
I know this will not happen though, but what do you think will happen, John?
Martinelli, Saka, and Trossard.
Martinelli, Saka, and Trossard. But let's see what happens. Ancelotti was talking to the press. They say we will fight for every title until the end. We are Real Madrid. He was talking about Odegaard too. Odegaard was at Real Madrid at 16. He was there as a coach, but he didn't give him a chance. But he's saying that Odegaard have moved over to other clubs and he has improved. He is captain for Arsenal. Then they are going to meet at the Champions League today. Your prediction for today's game: Arsenal and Real Madrid at the Emirates Stadium.
Arsenal winning.
Arsenal
On top of this ginger Arsenal fast. Make I talk truth.
Arsenal winning. Straight up.
On top of the ginger, if they don't take my advice, they will not win it.
Your advice.
You are not looking for a blind. You are looking for a way out.
Okay.
Arteta, call me. Let me give you personal advice, one-on-one, on how to take down Real Madrid and win your game. If you don't,
Arsenal is going to play Real Madrid by 8 p.m. today. Let's see what Arteta has for Arsenal fans. It's going to be an interesting game. Arsenal has one of the best defense in Europe, and Real Madrid have one of the best attacks in Europe. They are going to be facing Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo.
That was the attack over the weekend.
So let's see what happens. Don't be deceived. Because they lost, the thing is like that.
No, it's doable.
It's doable. It's doable.
I said it's doable.
It's
so
doable.
Let's not take that off the table.
If it's that one, it's doable. It's doable. Anything can win, but because you still know that Real Madrid is still Real Madrid. It took how many years for how many encounters for Pep to knock them out? Even though when they knocked them out very well.
Eventually,
yes.
did. So.
But if you look at other encounters, Real Madrid are always Real Madrid.
There's a winter coming for Real Madrid. In the
okay, let's it happened at some point. I think from 2000. They didn't win champions until Mourinho came in and started qualifying them for the quarterfinal Champions League.
The last time they won the Champions League,
I think 2001.
I think they did a 30-year spree and came back to win it again. I think from 1960 something to 1990 something, and they won, and they did that again, and they went again on about 5 years again, and they came back and they started winning Champions League again. So it's not been it with the leave and with the intentionally leave for people to just make they win small. Because that time they 30 years old don't win them. Nottingham Forest do double. Nottingham Forest do back to back. Ajax do 1, 2, 3. Bayern Munich do 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So now more leave other. If we do like 4, 5, 6 now, we'll leave other people to go like 1 year.
Okay, let's move on to our YouTube channel. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports, and Anacletus will be. So Arteta will be Arteta. Yes, Arteta will be Arteta. So we are going to be probably expecting a surprise in that lineup today. And OGO, welcome to the show. Say Arteta may not win a trophy till his tenure as coach is ended.
Wow.
So much for the best club in North London. Oh, okay. he said that Tottenham might not win anything, but let's see if Arteta can do one against Real Madrid today. Okay, the
He's
second
already
leg.
won
Okay,
something.
the best club. Thank God say this specific. The best
Not
club
London.
in North London.
Yes, it's not.
I think
In
say what I say
London.
in London.
In
It
London.
cannot be the best club in London now.
It's the best club
When
in
they have the
London.
Cowboys,
Let's not argue who is the best club in
they,
London.
they have
It's
the Cowboys.
best club in London.
They have the Cowboys with I think 4 European titles
Mm.
and how many champions and
How
Premier
many
League?
Premier League, by the way?
The same thing.
How many
5
Premier
or so.
League?
5 or so Premier League titles. FA Cup
Who
day,
that should know?
Champions League day.
Wait, who that should know?
Who?
Who that should know? Premier League.
Talking about Chelsea, but let's
Chelsea, London Cowboys. So again, be London
Let's-
Cowboys.
let's
Oh,
leave
so
that.
Chelsea is better than West Ham. Fine.
No, for titles, I not follow them drag am. But for attendance in stadium, now maybe the biggest team for London.
the second game in the Champions League is Bayern Munich who play Inter Milan. Last weekend, Musiala was injured in that game, so he will not play in this game. That's only going to be the only player that will not play for Bayern Munich in this game. But for Inter Milan have one of the best records in Europe. They are going to be playing against Bayern Munich in Germany. Okay, it's going to be an interesting game. Kane is looking to win his first trophy. Obviously, the Bundesliga is almost done and dusted. But in the Champions League, what do you think will happen?
Bayern Munich winning. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not also going to be a flurry of goals because Inter Milan have a very solid defense and midfield. So it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 goals in it. Bayern Munich winning.
So what do you think will happen in this game today?
The best defense against one of the best, not the best though, but one of the best attack in Europe. I feel like this Inter Milan side, they be like the Mourinho 2010 Inter Milan side, where you have creativity in midfield, you have defensive players in midfield as well. You have everything you need in the team. You have people playing compact football defensively and offensively. They play compact football. They are together. Each as one person they make the run, the other person they follow up. And the player for John that is always hyping up when Italy goes on, Di Marco, you get, is also in the side. So I think they have goals from everywhere. They have goals from defense. They have goals from midfield. They have goals in the attack. With Turan and Martinez up front.
How come they never score more than 1 per game?
They score at least 2 per game. And see, 2 goals per game is okay as long as you
So
win.
you said they have goals from defense. They have,
They have
goals
from midfield. They have goals in
from
attack. Yes.
Average goal in the last 5 games is 1.5.
Which is approximately 2.
Which is approximately 1.5.
When you bring it to, when we do maths for secondary school, say put it to the nearest whole number. I started on 1.5. Anything above 1.5 because
Correction,
if you're looking-
1.4.
if you're looking at okay, then
Correction,
that
1.4.
is the one. But when you look at it, it's 1.5 something, and that 1.5 something don't make up approximately 2. So approximately they have 2 goals per game, and for that's keeping mass aside
That's
because
the one they scan, the one they concede. So let's
So
go.
for Inter Milan, they have goals because anytime the strikers are not scoring the goals, the midfielders are scoring. Di Marco is scoring the goal, Barella is shooting from outside. So for Bayern Munich, they have to face this threat all around. The only threat I see the Bayern Munich side that can score from midfield is the Alphonso Davies
He's injured.
and is injured. The Goretzka that can create and Kimmich. That's if they start together and they have their heads in their right space.
Wow.
Goretzka and Kimmich can score goals for you.
Olisenko.
I said in midfield, Olise can make assists. How many
Olise
goals
is
in
playing
there?
behind the
I think
striker. He's in
Olise
midfield.
has to play behind. Now Musiala is out. He has to play behind Kane. And
Mula no will start.
Mula
Mula
will
go
come in
start.
from the bench.
I think
He's
Mula
not
will
He's
starting.
been coming in
Man.
from the bench for a very
Bro,
long time.
he's not
so he's
co-
definitely
he's
going
not
to start.
starting.
Because if you say Olise should start behind the striker, who goes that place?
Sane and Gnabry will play from the wings.
And you want to trust those ones.
Why not to trust?
Why
them?
not?
Are they not German internationals?
Why not?
Last
They-
year they won the
they-
German league. I think
they-
both of them played almost the whole
Yes.
league.
They wear. But maybe this time around they go 1 week on, 1 week off.
So will you trust Gnabry or Muller that is on 35
I would
years?
always trust Muller over
But
Nabi.
Muller have not started
I'll
this
never
season.
start
That's the
Muller.
problem.
Simple and
And
short.
he's leaving.
People have different preference.
At the end of the
It's still at the end of the season. Definitely, that's why you need to start him because he
That's
has
not why
everything
you need to
fight
start
for.
him. He has
the
nothing to
Champions
fight
League
for.
to fight for. Win the Champions League and he's retiring. The same
Why
thing
would I
the same
start?
thing we
Why
said
would
about-
I start Muller and have to take him off by the 44th minute? I'm not mad. I'm
You're not taking him
crazy.
off by the 44th minute. You're taking him off by the 60th minute.
And
Why would I
Because-
take?
because
Why
then-
would I
because
put
then-
Kane from the 60th minute and give him only 30 minutes? to
They're not
play?
telling Kane to play 60 minutes.
We're
It's
saying
not
who
Kane.
play
Kane
behind-
starts there.
front behind the striker.
Musiala
Muller
is
on the
out.
bench. Give me the
Musiala
area you want
is
to talk
out
about.
injured.
Muller on the bench.
Olise starts from the side he's starting from.
Mhm.
Muller behind Kane. which has always worked for them. Even the last 2 seasons we're talking about.
When last month?
You get it has always worked for them.
This is
This season because only said they get young blood. Now as young blood no come there available. What you go do? You go use the one so you if you play that position. Nabi cannot play in that position.
I'm saying that
Sani cannot play in that position.
Olise can play in that position.
And look at Olise, he's always drifting to the flank.
but he can play in that position.
He can play, but he's always drifting to the flanks. We have somebody.
Has he played there before? Yes or no?
According to John, would you?
One bet who will start behind striker.
Has he played there before? Yes or no?
Now, according to John, your KPI.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Abi, now Kane will come definitely. You want a 10 that will drift to the flanks or a 10 that will play behind the striker and give the direct channel?
A 10 that scores goals, man.
And Mula is that person.
Mula doesn't score. And he doesn't start.
Everybody knows that Mula
This
doesn't
season,
start
you're talking about this season. Because of this season that company wants to put him on the bench, you want to erase all the season of fine work.
Always season of fine work, man. It has always been Lewandowski carrying that team. Don't even go there. Don't even get me started. Don't get me started.
Well,
Lewandowski carrying the team.
Yes, go look at the records. Who is the winner of the Golden Boot season in, season out?
I think
go look at the numbers.
I think the person creating the chances is just nothing.
Wow. I think how many assists does he have to his name?
I think Mula. I think Mula is in top 5 assists in all time. Mula has actually done well, but in recent years, he's going to leave Bayern Munich at the end of the season because he's
everybody has their time. They should move on.
They said that they're not going to offer him a new contract because of Sporting. Even though he has stayed at Bayern Munich for 25 years, they are going to let him go. He's been at Bayern Munich since he's 10 years old. He has been there. He has won everything to win at Bayern Munich. But it's going to be an interesting for company. It's going to be a new experience for company. Playing in this particular competition. This is the first time he's playing in this particular competition, and he has dragged Bayern Munich to the quarterfinal. They are going to play Inter Milan. Inter Milan are a good side when it comes to defense. Even look at the way they finished in the league table. They finished 4th in that Champions League table. So it's going to be an interesting. But generally now, company have done well.
Nobody can take it away.
No matter what everybody says, even though he's coaching, it's expected for him to do well. If you don't do well, what's again last year? Tuchel did not do well with Bayern Munich. It was disappointing acting for him for last year. But company came here and probably stabled that ship. He has done well, but in this game, who do you think will win in this game? Inter Milan or Bayern Munich?
Bayern winning, please. Bayern winning. And for all the talk about Mula hasn't scored double digits since 2015-2016 season. So let's not even go there, please. Let's not even get started.
And the people that have been best playing in his place have been getting double digits.
Of course. Go look at Lewandowski's record.
You're looking at the number 9 player. Look at Mula in that side. He's never been the top 9. Truthfully, he has never been the top 9. And you're comparing a player who plays as 10 to the top 9. You're comparing their numbers. And I'm telling you, this guy is not the top 9 for Bayern Munich. He has never been the top 9 for Germany.
He's not the top 9. He's never been the top 9 now. But you are the one saying that he's the one bagging goals for them.
He's been bagging goals and getting
what from where?
Creating chances for the team. That's what I said. Creating chances for the team. Getting the
bagging goals was what you said.
Bro, listen. And I said behind the striker, he is effective there. He's not effective in the front line. You want somebody who can play behind the striker and make those passes into the channel of the striker, not someone who will drift and make a cross in. If you want somebody that will drift and make a cross in, then fine, Olise is your man.
If I can remember Mula very well, he has always played behind the top number 9. Few times he has played as a number 9, few times, but they always have a Mandzukic, Lewandowski in front of him. Even closer. Yes, they have. He always play behind him. But let's see what happens in this game. It's going to be an interesting game. Inter Milan is going to play. Bayern is going to host Inter Milan at Munich today. Company's first time in the Champions League, and he is in the quarterfinal for Inter Milan. I think 2 years ago they reached the final of the Champions League when they played. Is it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Time flies. I think it's 2 years ago when they played Manchester City in that final. Now they have a chance again to reach the final of the Champions League, but now they have Bayern Munich to win to get to that finals. Okay, John is predicting that Bayern Munich will win, and also your prediction, who is going to win today?
Draw. They go away, go play draw.
The Inter lost.
They can't come San Siro.
1-0.
1-0. It's close. Just 1-0.
Okay.
We'll end the match. Okay, maybe there now if you play like 1-1, 1-1 for Munich. When we come San Siro, we steal the win with 1-0 from Di Marco.
Okay, on our YouTube channel, Anacletus Obi is predicting that Inter will win by a long goal. Okay, let's see if it's going to happen. He's also talking about Muller. Say Muller is a classical, and it's classical, and you can't erase everything he has done for Bayern Munich. If Madrid can play, Muller can play and play well. Okay, let's see if he's going to start. But I like Muller too. I like Muller. I can't remember. I always remember that game they played against Barcelona. I think that 8-1. He was just the architect of Barcelona's downfall. He likes playing Barcelona. I don't know why. Well, if it's Barcelona, I'm sure if it's Barcelona they are playing, Muller will start. I'm very sure about that one because somehow
just the 5 pocket spaces the
somehow
come out.
He finds the
They
way
give passes.
he finds the way to just destroy
goals.
Barcelona. Okay, let's see what happens in the Champions League today. It's going to be Arsenal hosting Real Madrid 8 p.m. sharp, and Bayern Munich hosting Inter Milan 8 p.m. sharp. Both of them the same time. Let's see who qualifies for the same, but not qualify because they have the second leg to play in a week's time. Okay, I'm going to open the phone line. Call us and tell us your prediction for these games, Arsenal and Real Madrid or Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Call us and tell us what you think will happen in today's Champions League. Okay, let's take the first call. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Define, the Manchester United fan.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Okay, before I talk about tonight's game, sorry, I would like to go back to an issue people discussed. I think that was last week or something.
Okay.
Concerning Bruno Fernandes to Real Madrid.
Okay.
I think I overheard someone saying that Bruno Fernandes should join Real Madrid. Linking him with Kane, that Kane left Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Tottenham did not win any trophy. Tottenham is not a team that you can't compare Tottenham with Manchester United. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So there's every reason for Kane to leave Tottenham. You get? So, but to say that, to ask Bruno Fernandes to leave Manchester United, where at least he touches a trophy and he's optimistic of winning another one in the Europa League, and you're telling him to leave, where he's a playmaker. So you can't compare Manchester United with Tottenham. Okay, so that's by the way.
Okay.
Concerning tonight's game, first of all, Arsenal, I know they are afraid, but they don't want to say it. They fear. So, but for Inter Milan and Bayern, I don't think they'll survive it. Inter Milan is on a good side to win it.
Okay.
Good side to win. So tonight I give it to Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
For
Arsenal and Real Madrid.
Arsenal can still shock Real Madrid because this period Real Madrid is like they are having some shake in their this, but when it comes to Champions League, they are still good.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much.
Fernandes should leave.
Okay. Call us and tell us what you think about
today's game. Trophy every year. That is to make captain leave.
Which trophy?
Which trophy?
They win FA Cup.
Which trophy?
No one win Champions League.
They win Carabao Cup.
Premier League no be cup, abi?
This year they want go win Europa.
Premier League no be cup.
This year you want go win Europa League. You say make it come out.
Okay, let's take
Champions League no be cup.
Europa League no be cup.
La Liga no be cup.
Hello, good morning.
De La Rey no be cup.
1 year on, 1 year off.
Good morning. Name and
Good
location,
morning.
please.
Yeah, my name is Jeff from Milan.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Well, I want to tell the head to Lonzo.
My brother, speak to me.
Also, if Arsenal bring academy against Real Madrid, that will win Real Madrid 3-1. So there's nothing any Real Madrid fan in this state, in particular, that is about it, or the whole globe. But for Inter Milan and Bayern Munich, John,
yes,
is a no-go area for Bayern.
I doubt, man.
44 minutes go from Inter, close up.
Okay.
Bro, yeah, it's not happening.
Okay.
It ain't happening.
I will come for this quarter Bayern Munich and Inter.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, everybody's making their prediction for
Arsenal Academy to win Madrid tonight. That's what he said.
I say if I know when if
to win Madrid 3-1.
when that
3-1
if when you hear that if you just shock small.
It's just
And
to
you say
tell you that.
Arsenal Academy play against Real Madrid.
Yes, I'm winning them 3-1.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Gabriel.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Name and location, please.
Leroy calling from Munich.
What's your name? Sorry.
Leroy.
Leroy.
Okay. What is your contribution?
People are calling and they say Arsenal does that, this, that. If you don't know about football, let me tell you one thing about football. You have to know that it's what we call head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
When Bayern used to play, Bayern used to play themselves. Bayern used to find it difficult to beat Chelsea. In everything, they think they always beat someone for. It's not like Bayern playing Arsenal. You always pick an ahead of us because the record says that Saka is always beating Arsenal. Even if Bayern, even if Bayern uses it on that 12, so still win. Now, it's not easy to beat teams that is like that. It's not always easy to beat any team that is of that. Look at Man City, Crystal Palace. Anytime Crystal Palace play Man City and APR, it's always the problem. It's either they get a draw or they lose.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say in essence is that Real Madrid does not have a superior, they don't have a good better record when they play the head-to-head they play so far. Arsenal has always been the dominant side.
Okay.
Now you're coming to the Champions League. Well, I won Real Madrid in 2006. If I can mention all the players there, they will pick
Yes.
Arsenal, you have to look at Arsenal squad at that time. It was only Henry that was like the star there. What happened? Because of the record now, it still works. Now, the only team I would have been scared of playing is Atletico Madrid. Do you know why I was scared of Atletico Madrid? Atletico Madrid plays a very strong compact football. And when you play compact football with Arsenal and you play very with your life, you always have the edge over Arsenal. Because Arsenal cannot play compact football. Look at when they played Arsenal in 2000 in the Europa semi-final. Arsenal, they got the result in 10 minutes. At the end rate, Atletico Madrid have played the game. They got the result in 10 minutes of the first half and they played the game 1-1 at the end of the day. They went and won 1-0. That's it. Real Madrid in this match, I'm telling you the truth from today, what I will call you, I will knock them out. I think I'll win them today. Then I want to use the word knockout so that
Thank you.
I will knock them out.
Knock them out.
There's nobody that will sell all his property and go put for Real Madrid now and sit down without fear.
Bro, I don't really sell like 2 plots of village, oh.
Give me that. Huh?
I don't really sell like 2 plots of village.
Who that's into bloods?
I think Real Madrid, I'm using the word knockout.
I hear you. Speak to me.
I like this energy. I love this
All right,
energy.
thank you very much.
I love this energy.
All right, thank you
All right,
very much.
man.
Okay.
I love this
Real
energy.
Madrid to
It
be
is a
knocked
win.
out.
It is a win.
Knocked
It is a
out.
He said knockout. The other person
7-0
said,
today.
at the record of honor, you know, say, when Pastor John go say, I'm coming to drink your premium tears, I'm not going to drink tears. I just come show tomorrow, I just sit down, fold my hand. Until the end of the show, I just laugh. Anything he asked me to go drink tomorrow, we'll talk to laughter. The other guy said, if Arsenal feel the reserves,
Not reserves, please.
Academy na reserve now.
Academy.
If
Use
they
the proper
feel
word.
Academy,
yes.
he go beat Real Madrid 3-0, which means Real Madrid didn't even get the chance of scoring a single
He
goal.
said 3-1.
He said 3-0.
Don't take him out of context. He said 3-1.
Okay, 3-1. Then that's which means Real Madrid will score just 1 goal.
Yes.
Who will score the goal?
It's up to the air.
From
Maybe
set-
not goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper from set piece.
I think
Consolation goal.
we said it. You have to believe that your team can knock out Real Madrid. So
If you cannot believe it in your chest, you know if you win Madrid. And Arsenal team lacks that belief at the moment.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, God.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
This is implementation of a plan.
Welcome.
Good morning,
Welcome.
engineer. Carry go. Yes, boss.
Listen to me very well.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Everybody's coming for us today.
Earlier stage that nobody give Arsenal any space. And what is happening 10 years ago, what is happening in that 2-6 is repeating itself now. See, Madrid come to Emirates this night, which I know that they already be there.
Yes.
This night is this night. I swear, I'm telling you honestly speaking, Arsenal will beat Madrid like a small baby in that.
Child.
Clap hard for.
Child.
Okay.
Are you hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Hear you.
Yeah. And I tell you that my prayer is to let them pursue Atletico Madrid for me to jump them. And that prayer has worked. You see this night? Oh my God. He will know the beauty of us.
I'm,
Let all Chelsea people prepare themselves for their bad belly. We are going to look at bad belly. Going there, inside that state as our stadium, and the spirit of as Wenger, he will rise up this night. See how he will play Madrid.
Yes, sir.
Because nobody give us that space in that year. And that's why it's going to play final for this Champions League.
All right.
Don't have to lie.
Thank you
Mark
very
my word. Tomorrow, me and you will talk.
Mark it.
Arsenal fans, I like this momentum. I like this ginger. This energy when I carry come today. I'm so loving it in a way that, let's not just end the show. Let's continue to talk about Arsenal winning Real Madrid. Because tomorrow when we come,
So you started this show that they have to believe.
they have to
They are
believe.
believing now. So
Now,
what is there?
I'm not talking about the fan base believing. The fan base are now bragging about 2006.
Fan base is part of the team.
Now, the team has to believe within themselves. The team has to believe within themselves. Now, if this thing goes sideways tomorrow or this night, will you come out tomorrow and blame it on the referee?
Let's see what happens today. Let's take more calls.
Is another question I'll have to ask.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. Yes.
Good morning.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Yeah, talking about that and that match today. My contribution is that nothing has to do in that match that they can win. It's all I let that back because I play the like that. You can see. So, yeah, and for that match, the highest thing Arsenal will do in that match is to concede less than 3 goals because Madrid is going to use the anger that the Valencia used and beat them last week.
Okay.
Yes. And that match is 4-1 in favor of Real Madrid.
Oh, wow.
And Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. That match is going to be a very tough match, but I want Bayern Munich to win that match.
That was the only thing I support.
They really did a good job in this in the league. And also in the Champions League. So my prediction is 2-1 in favor of Bayern Munich.
Well said, well said.
They don't know how to play Champions League.
Why? Wait,
right,
Pedro, why do you want Arsenal fans to lose?
He said that they don't know how to play Champions League, so
It's normal. Now Chelsea fan, everybody should lose. Why they win? It's fine.
Let's take the
go.
final call. Okay, let's join Bishop. Bishop is our senior analyst. Bo is our senior analyst. He's going to talk about the Champions League game. Good morning, Bo.
Yeah, good morning, guys, and everybody's fine.
Good morning.
Yes, we're fine.
Okay, it's a thing of arguments and all. It's basically, I'll start with the Real Madrid game, and Arsenal is looking more likely of a game which is going to be tagged defense versus attack. But because, like it or leave it, Arsenal is one of the best defenses in Europe or even the world at the moment. But, tragedy always seems to locate Arsenal as they go. You cannot get Gabriel injured at this crucial time, and they don't have a strong bench to manage. And over the time, you could see that even the Madrid defense too is very shaky, with the likes of Carvajal and they might get a little bit stronger because Arsenal have not been so solid going forward. Whether you tell me midfielders are scoring or not, you don't have a 0.9, you don't have an issue scoring against people like Rudiger and the rest of them. So I personally don't know where the Arsenal fans are getting this sort of confidence because they are not playing against Bayern Munich or Aston Villa and they are playing against the greatest ever Champions League team. Madrid can play with 4 or 17-year-old defenders and still beat Barcelona in the Champions League if they want to. So it's going to be a crucial game. For one, I want Arsenal to win, at least win in the first leg, then see what happens in Spain. But it's going to be very, very, very difficult. Madrid fumbled in the past 1 or 2 weeks with a draw and a loss, so they're not really, really solid. But the truth is, you can never compare. Madrid can go losing 7 games in a row in the Spanish League, and come to Champions League final and win 4-0. That's how they have been doing it over the years. So when it comes to Champions League, you can never be too confident against Real Madrid. Ask Man City and ask everybody. So we just hope and pray that it will be an amazing game. Arsenal can push beyond their limits because they too have had a bad 2 weeks in the Premier League to see how they can win. Arsenal defense might look a bit okay. I would prefer that you play a defensive lineup of Luis Kelly at left back. You play Timber and Saliba middle, and play White at the right. That should be the best shot for a strong defense Arsenal will have. And just make sure you tell Skelly to be very careful, because they have a big issue with Rodrigo.
Yeah.
And White just come back from injury. He's going to have a hell of a time with Vinicius Junior, and Mbappe is in the form of his life right now. So it's going to be a solid game of defense. But I think the game will be won in the midfield. Madrid has not had a good midfield this season, because when you have a midfield that you are relying on, that is a balance. And Luka Modric is getting old, he's not getting on the minute. Tchouaméni might not be playing today.
Yeah.
So the only person I can count out for that midfield today will be a certain Valverde, who is a very solid player anytime, but the creativity might lack in the Madrid setup. But it's going to be a beautiful game. I cannot come out and tell you who will win. My heart is telling me to go for Arsenal to win, but my head is telling me Madrid will win. So it's a dicey game for me, but I want to see a beautiful football today. And for me, I think Inter Milan might do it over Bayern Munich. I know we are saying Bayern, but there's something about the Inter Milan side that we need to look out for. They're a solid bunch. And I just feel today's game it will be a beautiful one, but the Arsenal Madrid game is overshadowing them. We hope for a miracle of when Thierry Henry led Arsenal to win against Real Madrid over 2 legs. And we'll see how that will pan out tonight. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank
you
you
very much. Okay, Bo is our senior analyst. He calls in once in a while to give us his own take about the things we are talking about. Okay, before we end the show now, let's go to our YouTube channel and read some of the comments before we go. And like Cletus Obi is saying, John, mark today's date. Fernandez won't do well at Madrid. He will just end up like Eden Hazard. Just mark it.
Wow.
So they're saying, Arsenal fans, this is Madrid, though. This is Champions League, oh. Make una no too loud. Madrid go beat una. Tomorrow, make all of us call. Okay, yes. It's going to be an interesting game.
Miracle.
No, they tired.
No, they tired. Jesus.
Okay, finally on our YouTube channel, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports Icon Fashion World is saying if Madrid can get their defense line alive, they will roast Aston. Madrid can play rubbish, but once the Champions League song is played, Madrid is awakened. Aston should pray for a better day. Okay, let's see what happens in today's Champions League. This is how we are going to end today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you for all the calls. Thank you for everyone that joined us on our YouTube channel at Volt FM Sports. Tomorrow we'll come back by tomorrow. All these games have been played and we'll see who is going to win, if Arsenal is going to beat Real Madrid or Real Madrid is going to beat Arsenal, what will happen in Inter Milan and Bayern Munich. So tomorrow we'll come back and discuss it. And there are games tomorrow. The other quarterfinals games are happening tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll come back and discuss all of them. My name is Godwin and have a beautiful Champions League day.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Enjoy the show.
That's my sister. You know how fast that's my sister.
Oh, they haven't
They are
played again.
saying that is not going to give them a chance because that time they told Vieira.
They sold most of their players.
Madrid had Beckham, had all the Messi, all these guys.
That's why they signed the Clasico now.
Clasico don't do it. Clasico come out
Galacticos.
they hold them, do them down
This is not a Clasico, so this is an academic graduate too. This is Madrid is an academic graduate.
I beg Pakwe, Mbappe an academic graduate.
Mbappe now. The rest
Bellingham academic graduate.
who again?